some dinner, but let's see if we can get some discussion going. People are free to make comments or talk about their credit unions and what you're doing to help your members, and also to ask questions. So, who will be the first person?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. Everybody keeps talking about the economy and everything. Well, the credit unions are real proud of the way that we counsel and have classroom programs on financial literacy. And we would like to know, in the year of 2010, is there anything in that session that's going to strengthen the financial training in our public school classrooms? Do you all have any plans for that? Is there anything in that session?
Well, I know that currently part of the SOLs is financial training for young people. I think it's important and appropriate to teach a child how to balance a checkbook. My dad taught me how to do that, and granted we have computers and Quicken that will do it for us, but you know, I think before you learn to use the calculator, you ought to be able to add on paper what you're supposed to do. And so I think that's an important and an integral part of it. Much of the time at the General Assembly, we don't micromanage the specific curriculum. You know, I suppose nothing prevents us from doing that, but I think by and large what we do is empower the State Board of Education to do that, but we do have reviews and they brief us and so forth. I take your comment to heart, and in discussions with the Board of Education and with folks that are involved in that, I will communicate your desire and this group's desire that be continued and intensified.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Under the State Board of Education does have a requirement for that. I would suggest to you that you need to talk to your school board representatives, and your school board and your local school system, and find out from them what they're doing. Anything, try to say this the right way. There would be a lot of things that took about to say. One of the difficulties that we are encountering is that with the cutbacks in funding that is taking place, and sometimes it's just maintaining things at a steady level, it makes it harder for school systems to do all the things that they would like to do. But I think that one of the things that you could do, if you're concerned about that in your community, talk to your school boards, members, school superintendent, and stress with them how important you think that economic literacy is for people in the community.
I think it would definitely strengthen our economy in the future. You know, if we have better financial literacy among all of the younger people as they grow up and learn more.
I might add to that, you might want to team up with the chamber and the credit unions, along with anybody else in the financial services industry, and do a junior achievement program in the schools, and go out. I went actually out and taught in the 8th grade civics, 8th grade civic classes, taught junior achievement. I was surprised, you know, people thought the gross national product was broccoli. And you actually teach them how to balance a checkbook, why business is important, why businesses need to make a profit. Profit's not a bad word. Businesses need to exist. You explain all that to them, and I know what Roscoe's saying is true. The schools really don't have the resource, but you know what, we do, and the chambers do, and it'd be a good partnership project to try to work that out.
The Pennsylvania County Chamber, before it merged with the city chamber, I went in one of the classes and taught that, and we took $1 and we figured out how much actually ended up with profit, and they were pretty astounded by how much that was. And so, but the chamber did that, and so you know, we're going to probably have to do more of those, like Don and the other gentleman said, because as you saw yesterday, you know, it's another 1.5 billion with a B shortfall, and the governor said he's not going to cut K through 12. And we certainly don't need to do that, but they need additional resources. So those resources can be made up with businesses helping in the schools.
I know that, I know that statewide, a lot of credit unions are going into the schools right now and teaching financial literacy. Are there any credit unions who are represented in this room now who are doing that in this area? Did you want to say anything? What is your credit union doing?
Right now, we just recently acquired a licensing agreement with the online internet suite that provides interactive financial literacy training targeted for high school students. If any of you are interested in seeing how the program is going to work, contact me and I will email you what this looks like and enroll you in the class and let you see the modules. It's tied into the standards of learning as the gentlemen have required into the public schools, and we have not brought this into the classroom. This is a project that's a month and a half old, but we are going to go toward the high schools and work this in. And the challenge we have is right now teachers are very excited. They have a plan in place. They're not as receptive to having third-party people come into the classroom yet. And usually it seems 2 or 3 weeks later the stress of the school year has gotten to them. They're realizing that the perfect plan in place is adaptable, and they'll be more receptive then. Today was the first day for schools in Henry County, or Wednesday was, but we're hoping to speak to as many high school students as possible. I'm welcome to suggestions, recommendations to getting to as many high schools as possible. The neat thing about this program is that we create user IDs and we're able to track how many students we're teaching, and we hope to affect as many students as possible.
Great, and then we have a question.
Yeah, what grade are you trying to hit to start?
Right now, it's targeted 9 through 12. Looking at the program, the 8th graders would understand that too, but it's very specific to the late teenage generation. They use terms that it's hard to believe that I've already grown away from, and kids have changed so much in 15 years. It's unbelievable, but definitely to the 9 to 12, and I can see it working in the late middle school.
Any other questions or comments on this subject?
Not on this subject. I have one comment on that.
Oh, yes, sir.
My daughter-in-law works with the director of the Boys and Girls Club here in this area, and I've talked with her about this, and she's talked with Andrew about it. I know that's a younger group of people, but we're going to see how we can work that in and help younger groups. And I went into the program, and it's a great program. He's done a great job.
Well, I'll just interject that Virginia last year was tops in the nation in the number of students reached by credit union presenters in schools. So if you have any questions or you need some feedback from someone, feel free to contact Dawn Lindley at the League, because she's the Director of Financial Literacy, and she can hook you up with some amazing programs and people if you want to expand your efforts. Some credit unions in the state actually establish credit union branches within the schools, so the students learn how to run the business as well as learn how to save money. Yes, sir.
That's the point I was going to bring up, that our credit union do have a branch office in our high school, and we are branching out trying to get into other high schools in our area. So that's hands-on for the students. That you're on a account, you learn how to balance the book and how to save and how to spend at the same time.
And the kids are pretty good at running.
Yes.
No Bernie Madoffs.
No.